Hi friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome to part 2 of putting everything to the test from the Shelby and viral drugstore makeup glam. If you missed part 1, I will have it linked up here, but I took you guys shopping with me to Walmart to buy everything we needed for today's video. So if you haven't seen the viral Shelby and makeup look, I will try to insert some clips here, but I don't want to like steal her content. I will try to link it in the description box unless I forget. But anyways, today we are literally putting everything to the test. We have a little bit of Neutrogena, we have L'Oreal, more L'Oreal. The skin is literally going to be the star of today's show. It's going to be my take on her viral look, and I just switched up a few things, not much, but just a few things here and there. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let's see what the hype is all about. Let's see if this is totally viral worthy. So with that said, grab your cafecito. I have mine here. I am almost done. Cheers, enjoy, and let's see if these products are worth the hype. Let's get into it. So the first thing she takes is the Thayer's Milky Toner. I mentioned in part 1 that I didn't like that toner. I did try it. It has like a weird consistency for me. So I'm just going to show you or recommend some milky toners that I like. The first one is from Tier, which is a Korean brand. It's really good and it's super lightweight. Another great one is from the brand ITK, which can be found at Walmart, and it's also a milky toner and it leaves your skin super glowy. But I don't have any of those, so I did my toner off camera. Now we're gonna go in with the e.l.f. Thirst Burst drops. These are dewy and brightening. She does like one dot pretty much all over, or one dot on each side of her face. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And then after this, we're gonna go in with the e.l.f. Whoa Glow SPF Untouchable SPF little moisturizer. I feel like it's like a moisturizer, right? But it's just an SPF for your skin. So I like to let my products dry in between. Just give it like at least like 30 seconds to almost a minute. I have the original color. So I'm going to go in with that original color, and this is going to protect the skin from the sun, but also gives this really beautiful glow to the skin. So that's what I'm going to do. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that is a glow if I've ever seen one. I can see why she likes to layer these products together, because they do perform really beautiful together. I can see myself using this little e.l.f. combo pretty much daily, because my skin, not only does it feel extremely hydrated, but it looks like glass, like super reflective. Next up, she goes in with what she says is her favorite foundation, DRUGSTORE foundation of all times, the True Match, L'Oreal True Match Super-Blendable foundation. I picked up the shade W6.5, which I hope it either matches me or it's a little darker than me. And then she blends her foundation out. Oh, that was a close one. Ooh. She blends her foundation out with the little Papa sponges, which are these. These are from Amazon. They're super inexpensive, and I can see why she uses them, because they really are so good. So I'm going to go ahead and blend that. And then she does say to avoid the under eye, to make sure that we don't get any foundation there, because we are going to go in pretty heavy-handed with a concealer. And then another thing that I noticed is that she doesn't apply primer at all, which is fine. Not everybody like believes in primers, not everybody uses primers. I feel like I have been slowly like backing away from primers, especially since my skin has been doing so good. I don't feel the need to like go in and like use a pore filling primer. So I really have been staying away from them unless we go out. Like, I know we're going to go out. We're going to be gone all day and we're going to be outside or going in and out. And I want to make sure that my foundation stays on all day. Then I will go in with like a gripping primer. But other than that, honestly, I haven't really been using a lot of primers. And I feel like my skin still looks really good. I do always set the skin, so I feel like that might make it lasts longer, if that makes sense. But yeah, she doesn't use a primer, so we're not going to use one either. I have not touched this foundation in so many years. I used to use this back, do you guys remember back when it was just a bottle like this and it had just like the screw cap on, it didn't have a pump? That's how old this foundation is. I'm pretty sure they revamped the packaging years ago, and I used to use that like, oh my gosh, I don't know, back when I was like in my early 20s, a long time ago. And so far, so good. This foundation definitely looks like your skin, but better. It's not going to give you a crazy amount of coverage, but it is going to make your skin look really, really nice. And with everything that we layered on the bottom, this foundation is literally speaking for itself. So far, so good. I like this. Next, she goes in with the L'Oreal Infallible 24 Full Wear Concealer. I picked mine up in the shade 365 Cashew. I actually finished a whole thing of this, and it is a great, great product. It is extremely full coverage, so a little will go a long way. This one is very comparable to the Anastasia Magic Concealer, which is like my holy grail. It's full coverage. It's literally the exact same thing. So she does one little dot, and then she goes in with the Neutrogena Radiant Cream Concealer. I picked mine up in the shade Hazelnut Medium 1 just because the other shades looked a little light. And this one, she goes pretty heavy-handed. I've never used this, so... Oh, okay. I like the color. She goes pretty heavy-handed with this product. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same. I probably should have done like one shade lighter just to give that bright under eye effect, but that's okay. We're just going to have to work with what we have. And this, when I was buying this, it literally reminded me of the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer because it's also Radiant Cream Concealer. So let's see. And blend this out. I feel like I need a mirror to see what I'm doing. Oh, okay. That Neutrogena concealer is definitely super creamy. Oh my gosh, that blends right into the skin. I've never tried a concealer. I tried their foundation years and years and years ago. I think back when I was like in high school, I tried their Radiant foundation, but as an oily girl, like it wasn't for me. Obviously back then I didn't know as much as I know now about makeup, but we might have to do a full face of Neutrogena, see what she's all about. I see her. Neutrogena was the it girl back in high school when it came to skincare. Like if you weren't using Neutrogena, like who were you? Were you even cool? I swear everybody would wear or use Neutrogena as like their skincare back in the day. After her concealer, she goes in with her cream bronzer. We're using the Milani Spilling Tea Cream Bronzer. This one, she definitely knew what she was doing when she pulled this one out because it is such a great cream bronzer. It's probably my favorite from the drugstore. So we're going to go in and just chisel out these cheekbones, applying it with a brush. I just like to use a brush for this because I feel like it blends it a lot easier. I mean, if you haven't tried this already, like, where have you been? Love the skin so far. It looks so healthy. Honestly, setting down the skin, like prepping the skin is so important because, I mean, it speaks for itself. It looks really good. All right, Miss Shelby Ann, I see you, girl. For her blush, she uses the She Glam blushes, which she mentions it in her video, and she has a point where you can't just walk into the drugstore and buy them. So I am going to use the She Glam blush because that's what she used. I don't have her shade, but I'm going to use the shade On Point because the one she uses, either way, it's a little too light for my skin tone. It's like a light baby cool tone pink, and those just don't look very good on my skin complexion. But in another video where she refilmed her tutorial, she talks about the L'Oreal Lumi blushes, which are some of my favorite from the drugstore. Those are great. So I'm going to go ahead and just blend this out. This is such a beautiful shade. I've actually been using this quite a bit whenever I'm not in the mood for an orange blush, which is rare. This is the liquid blush that I go for. Like, hello, this is so pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and blend that with that Papa sponge just because she's a little pigmented. We want pigment, but we're still not done with the blush, so we need to layer it carefully. Then for the powder, she uses the super viral L'Oreal Infallible Blur-fection loose powder. I have mine in translucent. I think the one that she uses is pink. I am just personally not that into pink blushes. Now hear me out. This is a good powder, But I feel like people really just like to overhype everything, okay? It is a good powder. And at the drugstore right now, I think this is probably one of the best powders. But it's nothing scientific, okay? Every powder that you use is going to blur out your pores. I'm going to go ahead and set and really press that powder into the skin because this does blur out your skin. But again, every powder does that, okay? I do have to say that with this powder, you do have to be a little bit careful because if you do too much or if you let it sit on your skin for too long, it will kind of dry you out. Just because it's a thicker powder and I don't know, there's something about the formula that is a little more on the dry side. The forehead, just right here, and then here and here, pretty much where we applied our concealer. This powder will give you that bright under eye, so in case you don't like that, just be careful. I like it, so I like to use that. And then she goes in with bronzer, another L'Oreal product. This is the Infallible Fresh Wear Bronzer. I picked up a shade Deep Tan. I'm not sure if you guys remembered when I decluttered my bronzers, I actually decluttered this, but I had the shade Medium and I wasn't the biggest fan of that color. So let's see if I like this shade a little more. These are super, okay, yeah, definitely. Yes. I'm going to bronze the skin. She does use a pretty heavy hand, which is fine by me. I love a heavy hand because she is doing a glam makeup, right? Anytime you're doing glam, you don't always have to go heavy hand, but it is going to be more products than just doing something natural, if that makes sense. So, okay. First of all, this bronzer is extremely velvety, very creamy, and it just looks really pretty. Okay. I can see why she loves this. She also goes in with the Infallible Fresh Wear Blush in the shade Confident Pink. I've had these in my makeup collection, and I honestly don't use them all that often, but they are really good products, and they're really pigmented, so a little will definitely go a long way. So I'm only going to take a little bit and then pop that on my cheeks. See, like I only used a little bit. They're super velvety, they're creamy, they have a beautiful matte finish, and the pigment is pretty insane. I mean, hello, and I used the tiniest amount. She doesn't show any highlighter, so I just applied my own, but L'Oreal also has from this line, the Infallible line, they also have a highlight which is really good. I actually have it. I don't know why I didn't use that. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and set the skin with the L'Oreal Infallible 3-second setting mist. This is definitely a dupe for the one size setting powder. We all know that went viral last year. Couldn't find it anywhere. Finally got it, and I love it. Let's set the skin. Whew, this stuff is strong. Smells like hairspray. It literally smells like aqua, like that aqua hairspray. Do you guys remember that? Whew, Lord. In her video, she uses the NYX Duck Lip Liner, which I love. If you guys have watched any of my previous videos, Syringe Sienna was literally my go-to shade. I finished it, but I have not picked one up. So I'm going to do a drugstore lip combo for you guys. We're going in with the Maybelline Lifter Liner in the shade Let's Bounce. And also this is going to be more appropriate for like my skin tone since she's very light. And I'm going in with the Maybelline Nude Truffle Lipstick. This will give you a similar look to what she is using, except this is going to be more brown skin friendly. And then she uses the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade Ice, which is, I think, a universal gloss. Like this can go with anyone, any lip color. It's like a very pale sheer pink. We're just going to add that to the top. It's so funny to see people's like routines because I would have left my setting spray till the very end after I'm completely done, but she does it like right after she does her eyes. So yeah, the skin is pretty much ready. I added some lashes to the look just because I personally love adding lashes. I don't like wearing like no falsies if I'm wearing such like heavy makeup, right? So this is the final look. What do we think? Okay, so let's quickly analyze the skin. Honestly, I feel like this is a routine that can be easily attainable with like any product. Really believe that applying like really good skincare products before any makeup routine is going to make any look amazing. She used some amazing products though, and I definitely will be reaching for the Neutrogena concealer. Again, that's something that I didn't have in my routine, and I will definitely be adding it. So I would love to know, what are your favorite products from today's recreation of the viral Shelby Ann makeup routine. Honestly, her skin looks gorgeous, and prepping your skin right will definitely make any look 10,000 times better. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what other content you guys want to see next. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.